Hi YouTube, so welcome back to the channel. Starting off another week. It's Monday night, so figured I'd do a quick little project. I got some stuff I'm trying to get rid of out of my scrap bin over there. I got an old lawnmower blade I've been hanging on to forever, so I was planning on taking this lawnmower blade. I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to try to do two knives and make them as close to identical as I can. So it's an exercise in repetitive, I guess, workmanship. I don't know what you'd call it, but yeah, the goal here is to get the two knives as close to identical as I can. So it's hard enough sometimes just to make one knife, so I'm going to try to make two, and I'm going to try to make them the same. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to get this in the bandsaw. I'm going to cut it in half, and it'll be two knives. So hold on a second. Alright, I got two blades, two blanks. Now it's time to lay down some bevels, so hold on. YouTube, so here you have it. Got the 2 blades done. Well, off the belt sander. For some reason I'm having trouble finding a line tonight and holding it, so you can see I got a couple different facets here. And that's a 120 grit belt. And the more I fool with it on the belt sander, the more I mess it up. So I got it close. I think I can rub that out by hand pretty easily. They look pretty close to the same. As far as length goes, one might be about 1/8 of an inch longer. And I think one of them's still a little bowed, so I'm going to run a normalization cycle and I'm going to try to get these as straight as I possibly can. Here they are so far. It's a lawnmower blade, so it'll be pretty decent steel, I guess. It's not going to be the best, but it'll be alright. Guess I'll go ahead and oil harden it. So we'll see how it goes. If it doesn't oil harden it, I'll water harden it. I know that'll do it. It'll probably wind up warping or cracking, but I'm going to go ahead and do a normalization cycle and tweak on these a little bit, get them a little straighter. And YouTube, so I got the forge shut down, I got the 2 blades in there, I'm gonna let them cool off in there. Alright YouTube, so I left these things in the forge for about an hour while I was eating dinner, so they're still hot, I can't touch them. But yeah, this is today's progress. I think we got them pretty straight. So next time I turn the camera on, we're going to be hand sanding, so stay tuned. We're going to do a hand sand, a heat treat, throw some handles on these babies, call it done. I ain't going to get too crazy with these. It's just a lawnmower blade knife, so I'm not going to like waste too much time on them. But you know, I will try to make them kind of nice. So, alright, next time you see me, we'll be doing some hand sanding, so stay tuned. First side, 150 grit. Then on side B. Side B, first knife. Alright y'all, so this is that tip that was messing me up on the belt sander. So I've got an old worn out file here, so it's not going to cut too deep. But it's going to cut just enough to where I can fix this. If I would have kept going on the belt sander, I would have eventually ruined this knife, so I just stopped. And I'm going to fix it with this file. All of this was good. I just couldn't, for some reason, get this tip right. Every time I made a pass on the belt, it's like I wouldn't lay the knife on there right, and it would cut a new facet every time. It's starting to get on my nerves. So I had to stop before I ruined it. So if something's not going your way, sometimes just stop and try another way. You can't hit it every single time. Alright, so I got both knives cut to 150 grit. Now I'm going to start off some 220. Alright YouTube, so here we go. They're ready for heat treat. So we're grinding up to 220 grit. Just on the bevels, 150 on the flats. As you can see, the lawnmower blade was pretty rusty, so I'm not going to be too concerned about how the flats turn out. That's just going to stay a black forged to finish looking type thing. It's going to be a rust finish, what it is, because it wasn't forged. I just flattened them out, but you can see the bevels are pretty symmetrical. From from left to right, each side, both sides of each knife. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these to heat treat, get them in the temper, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'm gonna try to heat treat it in oil first. So I'm gonna get my oil good and hot, and hopefully that'll help harden this. You know, these lawnmower blades aren't the best steel, but they're still carbon steel, so it should harden. All right, I'll bring it back in at the forge, so sit tight. All right, YouTube, we're gonna preheat my oil. YouTube, so they appear to have hardened. Alright, I'm gonna go brush these off, get those in the oven for temper. YouTube, so we're back to a 200 grit finish. Dirty as all get out, but I'm going to go ahead and etch these now. Then I'm going to come back and finish the bevel sanding, hopefully without hitting the flats and screwing that up. But I'm out of ferric acid, ferric chloride acid, etching acid. So I'm going to go ahead and take these into the kitchen, and I'm going to put them in a pot of hot white vinegar, and we're going to etch them that way. So see you in the house in front of the stove. Wife's not home, so the coast is clear. Do a test pour to make sure I got enough. Alright, so that should be plenty. Alright YouTube, so here's what we got after the hot white vinegar etching process. I think I cleaned them up pretty good. That rust was pretty deep, so. But anywho, now I'm going to take them outside and I'm going to finish sanding the bevels. May go to a 320 or a 600, we'll see how it starts to look. And that's where we're going to stop. And yeah, the edge made this one sharp already. Man, I already cut myself on it. But anywho, let me go out and finish hand sanding these bevels and we'll see what the final look's going to be. So stay tuned. Alright YouTube, so got the two blades hand sanded. It's a 600 grit finish. Not the best. I could have kept going with it, but I mean, look at it, why? But I think they look pretty neat nevertheless. With some texturing in there from the rust. I think the edge put a nice gray color on it. So next we're going to be working on some handles. Alright YouTube, so I got some handles in the rough here. So I'm going to get these to the shape I want them. Then we'll get them epoxied and do some final shaping. And we're going to call these two done.